Hello, my name is Ali, and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Kyoto win Saito's route. Now, I will say up front, I have an oscillating fan going on right now, so if you hear it, I do apologize. We live in Texas, it's 104 degrees, and our AC is not working right. So, I'm hot. I need my fan. So, let a girl use her fan. Anyway, let's go. Okita, are you okay? Okita? Stay back. Oh, jeez. Really sounded like I was about to cough there. As I stepped toward him, he threw out a hand and twisted his face upward to glare at me. I'm fine. So just stay there, okay? I'm not going to do 3 more because I feel like I'm going to actually cough if I keep coughing. It was the sheer force of his personality that stopped me, not just his words. For a little while, he coughed as if his lungs were going to collapse. Eventually, his coughing slowed, and then began to subside. I'm not going to do the panting either. His cough finally ended, and he wiped his sweat and looked up. If you want to see me do the coughing part, I think I've done it like 2 other times with the other 2 routes, so I'm not doing it again right now due to the fact that my allergies are bad, and I'm actually coughing every once in a while, and I'm not going to deal with that. I'll have issues reading if I keep coughing. Okita, is something wrong? Like what? I mean, why don't we find somewhere to rest? You don't look too well.
Oh, I was just tired. I mean, you did make me run all the way here. And besides, we're in the middle of a round. We have no time for rest. To rest.
But,
no buts. I'm fine. Now, about the girl Kaoru. Asking her about the thing with the notice board was important. I agree with you. But no, because of how important that is, you shouldn't have run off on your own like that. What if she had been an enemy of ours? What if she had accomplices hidden nearby? Could you have handled it alone?
Well,
did you even consider that possibility? That she'd planned to lure you here? There's not that many people here. No one would notice if you screamed. That's a great spot for an ambush, you know.
You're right. She hadn't tried to attack me, but Okita was right. Next time, I might not be so lucky. I could have easily run right into a trap.
You need to be more careful, all right? I can take care of you, but without me around, you're just a useless kid.
I gripped my fists and looked down. Sorry. I felt bad because causing him extra stress. So I apologized and he sighed.
Man, I'm not the type to lecture either. Oopsies. Stop being so timid. You can rely on us when you need to. I've gotten pretty used to saving your ass by now. A couple more times isn't going to mean much.
He let out a snort of laughter. I was going to say a short of laughter. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. That night, after everyone else had gone to bed, I lay awake thinking about what had happened. I couldn't forget what Okita had said. Oh, and of course this pops up now too. A useless kid. He was right. Compared to the captains, no. Even compared to the weakest Shinsengumi foot soldier, I was pathetic. I had been lying there, staring at the ceiling. My actions today were no doubt reckless. I mean, if this happened a little while ago, I'm sure I would have been killed, no question asked. The fact that I got away with just a lecture shows that they're starting to trust me a little more. But I couldn't go on like this. Tomorrow, I start working harder. But no sooner had I closed my eyes... Oh God, it's this part. What? There was a crash from the hallway outside my room. I rolled up and out of my bed, just as the door exploded into my room. Standing in the hall was one of the Shinsengumi soldiers. Is something wrong? I called out to him, despite being incredibly alert and guarded, but the soldier remained quiet. Did you need something?
Blood.
Yes, the weird voice is back. Huh? I squinted to get a clearer picture. Oh, geez. Just then, his hair instantly turned white.
Blood. I need blood.
I've done this voice before. It hurts my throat, but I love it. I think it's hilarious. His eyes were ominously red, and he looked directly at me. He was one of the Furies.
Give me blood.
Oh my god, I'm gonna laugh at his voice every time. To top it off, he was completely mad. Just like the warrior I saw that one night in Kyoto. I had to call for help. I couldn't possibly face a deranged superhuman monster on my own. I inhaled, preparing to call for help. No, I couldn't call for help. If I did, then I could risk jeopardizing the Shinsengumi's secret about the Furies. That would spell disaster for the Shinsengumi. I had to find another way. Oh, shite. Okay. The Fury, unfortunately, was not similarly encumbered by doubts. Ah! The sword hissed through the air, and I felt the metal of its blade burn into the flesh of my arm. Gah! A sharp pain seared into thought. Into thought? Oh. Interesting. Seared into thought from my wound. Yeah, I don't know. The Fury saw my blood drip. The Fury, not Fury. The Fury saw my blood dripping, and his eyes became even more mad. My poor girl. Blood sprang from the cut. I pressed down on it desperately with my free hand, but to no avail. Thick red liquid spilled between my fingers, fled down my arm and onto the floor.
Yes, blood. Give me blood.
The Fury became increasingly erratic, and he started licking the blood-stained sword. That's gross. That is disgusting. He began to creep toward me, his movements odd and jerky like a massive spider. Oh no. My back slammed against the wall. I'm going to die. Just when I prepared myself for death, I suddenly remember Okita's words from earlier that day.
Stop being so timid. You can rely on us when you need to.
Okita, everyone, someone help!
Blood, blood.
He was down on his hands and knees, licking the spilt blood off the floor. That is just gross. There was no samurai there. It seemed what little humanity he had left had left him entirely. Why did I mess up that? Big time. I used his distraction to gain distance from him. Please, I begged to any god who might be listening. Let someone come.
Not enough. Not enough.
He looked up from the floor. My sleeve was soaked in blood from the cut on my arm. His eyes locked onto it, and I saw them light up with animalistic hunger. His grin was a nightmarish thing.
Yes, that. Give me more of your blood.
God, he's creepy. He kicked the floor roughly and came charging at me. No! There was no doubt. He was going to kill me. I froze.
Get down. Don't look up until I tell you.
I heard a voice from nearby, and I immediately followed the orders and ducked.
Rah!
The Fury seemed to be shocked to see Hijikata coming out of nowhere. Oopsies. I love how even like their sword swings are like supposed to be the color of that character specifically, which I think is really smart way to like tell who's who, you know, like especially if they shadowed it out, but I think it's really cool. The Fury spun to attack Hijikata, but the commander's sword was faster. Splat.
Arrgh.
His twisted cry reverberated from the room walls.
Grah!
He writhed in agony, but his wound started to heal immediately.
Get over here, now.
Yes. As I ran to his side, I heard other footsteps pounding down the hallways. Run! That didn't sound like pounding to me. That just sounded like pitter-patters to me.
Are you alright, Chizuru?
Hey, isn't he? He's the warrior who had drank the water of life, not love, that sounds really weird, who had to drink the water of life the other day. He's too far gone. We can't let him live.
I love Harada. I can't wait to do his route. I really can't. I want to do his next, but I want to go in order. So it'd be Heisuke first, then Harada. At some unspoken signal, a chorus of blades slid from their scabbards.
Shin, Sano, don't screw this up. Who the hell do you think we are, Heisuke?
If a captain can't take out a simple soldier, even if he is a fury, he'd have to resign, assuming he wasn't dead.
They fanned quickly, circling the wounded soldier. There was no escape. No hard feelings. That's so cool. I love the different colors. Just not the red of blood. That's... I have to say, years ago, if I had read this story, I wouldn't be able to do it. Because in the past, I used to get nightmares so easily. I don't know if it was because I was on depression medication or something, and that medication causes that. I don't know. But I used to have nightmares to the point where it would last months. The same nightmare over and over again. Very vivid, very bloody, very gory. It was bad. Very bad. I'm glad for some reason I'm fine with stuff like that now. Now, I can't go full on, like, watching things like that. Like, actually seeing that, like, in a movie or something. I would still get nightmares with that. But with something like video games now, I'm fine with it. Which is crazy, because in the past I wouldn't be able to do that. So I can't believe I'm actually able to read stories like this now. It's so... whatever. The captains all attacked at once, and the Fury was killed almost instantly. The excitement was over, or so I thought. But it hadn't been only the captains who'd heard my cry for help. Guess who it is? The guy I hate the most. I would have been so pissed if he actually had a dating route. I would have been like, oh hell no. I'm just leaving him. He can deal with... no, I would never do his route.
Ugh, who's causing such a ruckus at this hour of night? Ito.
I had to pause for a second because I thought I heard something outside, but like outside in my apartment, but I don't know. It wasn't, so we're good. Ito rubbed his still sleepy eyes, stepped into the room, and froze. What's going on here? Damn it. I've seen that soldier before. I thought he was sentenced to death the other day for breaking the code. And look at all this blood. Are you guys responsible for this?
Ito, it's not like that. This is...
What is it not like? Why have our captains cut down one of their own men? Explain this at once. What happened here? Ito was fuming and screaming.
My apologies. My lack of discipline is at fault here.
Sanan? Seeing Sanan, Ito's eyes grew wide. Sanan? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead. The captains fell silent. Eventually, I guess we can't keep it a secret any longer. Yukimura, you step out. You can use my room for the night. I know me being here won't do anything, but I wonder if they'll be alright. Would they be able to explain the situation enough to Ito so that he wouldn't freak out? Oh, he will, honey. That's how Ito is. There was so much to worry about, but Hijikata looked at me sternly. Did you not hear me? I said get out. Okay. I was worried, but I knew there was nothing else I could do, so I left the room. Birdies. Huh? Is it morning already? The birds chirping woke me up. I shot up, thrown off initially because the ceiling was unfamiliar to me. I remembered that Hijikata had told me to stay in his room for the night. And at the same time, the events of last night were beginning to flood into my mind. I have to say, when Saito goes, due to the fact that we're doing Saito's route, does that mean do we go with them, or do we have to stay away from Saito for a long time? I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to let you guys go here, though. I do have another channel. That channel I do The Sims for. I just decided to do... I did start doing some Otomes on that channel like when I started that channel, but because I started doing a lot more of The Sims, I decided to make a separate channel for Otomes. Now, I may do those other ones that I had on that I was doing on that channel later, but as of right now, I like doing Hakuoki and Mystic Destinies. But if you want to look at my sim stuff, go ahead. I'm doing the 100 baby challenge. It's a redo of what I did before, because before my save was canceled. Anyway, so I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!